In this video, I'm going to talk about how you can set up a home gym. This way you can train at home while fitting in workouts around your family and hopefully get in great shape along the way. So a couple of years ago, I had that familiar feeling that a lot of dads get, the feeling of guilt. You wanted to work out, but you're needed at home to help with the family. And by the time it gets to the end of the day, you're knackered. Also, I wanted to smash about 5 Eccles cakes in a row because I love them. And before you know it, you've done no workout. You haven't been to the gym because at the time it takes to do that. And I just found myself getting really frustrated with the fact that I wasn't able to work out consistently, going to the gym. And I just wanted to find another way of doing it. And that's when I decided that I was going to start working out from home. And at that time I had quite a small, didn't have much space at all at home. Had a loft which we'd boarded, so we'd boarded the loft, and I decided that I was going to put a few bits of kit in there and started to train there. And about a few months ago now, I moved into a new house which has got an internal garage, so just a single garage. It's about, we're in it now, so it's about 2.5 meters wide by about 5 meters long. So it's not a huge garage, it's a single car garage, but I've basically converted that into a gym, and this is what this video is going to be about. And obviously we'll do videos and pictures of the gym as we go along. But I wanted to do a little resource just showing you what you can achieve in a small space, and actually working out from home can be amazing because you can fit it around your family, fit it around your life. And it's just, I love being in here and I just love it. So I'm going to do a little video about how you can set that up yourself. Okay, so firstly we need to clear out the old. So in this garage, basically it was just completely empty. Didn't really have much around. The walls weren't painted. It just looked like a garage basically. So we need to just clean it and get it set up. Essentially I took off loads of the nails from the wall, I took off all the shelves, so I just cleared it out and just made it completely empty space. And then what I did was put some matting down, some black matting. Really important that you get good quality matting. I got horse stall mats, and there'll be links on the blog post to this video as well if you go onto the website, where there's links to all of these things, and I'll put them in the description below. But you just need thick matting, doesn't matter where you get it from, but thick black matting. And then the great thing about this matting as well is that you can cut it really easy using a standing knife. So my room's not completely square, and so I needed to do that, and it was absolutely fine. Also then I painted the walls colour. You can do what you like. Got a lovely little bit of frosted lake here, but you can do it any colour you want to. It really is going to suit your needs. So basically clean everything out, black matting went down, and then using the paint for the walls. Little dad tip: if you using on the cinder block wall or whatever when you're in your garage, then I would recommend doing external paint. So if you use external paint and external paintbrush, it's going to be better when you're doing that. So yeah, that's what I would use for that. And then also another little tip is that if you're worried about, okay, I'm cleaning out my garage, that's where I'm going to put all my bikes and all that sort of stuff, then you could look into doing things like boarding your loft, or looking at whether you've got loft space. Have you got space outside for a little shed that you can put your bikes and everything like that in as well? Again, my wife's been pretty generous about allowing me to just do this, and it was obviously that passionate of mine that I wanted to have a garage gym, I have a home gym. And it's been great, and we've obviously got some loft space, and we've got sheds outside, so you can do that. Now obviously if you haven't got that, you might need to do a revised setup, so you might have to have some of the garage space used for storage, but you just use what you feel you can. Okay, so you've cleared everything out, you've got a nice painted room with black matting in now, and now it's ready for the exciting bit, so getting the equipment. So what equipment do you buy? Well, I think first of all, you have to think about what your goals are, what you sort of size space you've got as well. If you're someone that does lots of cardiovascular stuff, you might put some more cardio stuff in here. If you're someone that wants to do resistance work, do resistance work. I've got a mix of the two, and I love my personal setup, and I'm just going to talk about what I've done in here in terms of the setup I've got. So I think the first thing you want to get, or the first thing that I love, is this bad boy here. So I've got a squat rack. So it's actually a foldable squat rack, and this is because I've got less space. I can fold the squat rack against the wall, and it creates a very, very little space then as well. I can do squats on here, I can do bench press. It doubles up as a chin-up bar as well. So I've got chin-up bar and the squat rack all in one. And I think that's great. The other thing it can do as well is I've got my Olympic rings. So you can put the Olympic rings and hang them on and do loads of exercises from that as well. So I love the squat rack. I think it's absolutely key. Then I've also got a squat stand. So I've got some squat stands which are movable, and then a bench as well. So with that, I can then do bench press, etc., shoulder press. I can do lots of different things. I can do squats on there, but it just means I've got 2 stations, and because the squat stands are movable, they take up very little space as well. So I could do chin-ups on here and then do squats using the squat stand. So I can do supersets where I'm not having to use. So if I want to use the chin-up bar on the squat rack, the foldable squat rack, I can do that without needing to kind of move things around and move the plates, and it just be really annoying basically. So yeah, squat stands and a bench. Then I've got the weights obviously. So the weights you can get from pretty much anywhere. I've gone for cast iron weights because they're basically cheaper, and they just go onto eBay and you can get those. The weights I've got are all based on Olympic barbell size, so they fit into an Olympic barbell. And then the dumbbells I've got are actually dumbbells which take the Olympic weights. So essentially it's a 2-inch thick bar, so that basically I can just create my own dumbbells to whatever size I want. So I don't have to have lots of dumbbells. I can basically have 1 pair of dumbbells, or I'm thinking about getting another pair, so I can have 2 for supersets and things. But I just then create my own weights just like I would with a normal Olympic bar. Then I've got 2 Olympic bars, a 7-foot and a 5-foot. Again, just for space. To house all those, I've got a weights tree, so just a weights tree, and that's purely just to make it look nicer in here and to basically give it some aesthetic feel and some space. And that's pretty much it. I've got obviously the Olympic rings, which I think are fantastic, and there's a few attachments to my squat rack as well, so a dipping station, safety squat bar, so I can do squats. But that's pretty much it. I've got an ab wheel as well. So a lot of the stuff is compact. A lot of the stuff can be packed away. So you've got functional space then to do stretches, mobility work, etc. Then I've got my cardio stuff. So personally for me, I like boxing. So I've got a wall-mounted boxing bag in here. And I love that for the cardiovascular work. And then I've got a Concept 2 rower. So I really like rowing. I don't like running at all. So I prefer to have my Concept 2, plus that can be stood up, so that again takes very little space. The boxing bag is hung off the wall, and that does take a little bit of space, but again, I really enjoy that. Now you could get other things as well. You could get a treadmill if you like running, you could get other bits of kit, but I think for me, this takes up very, very little space, and it's a really, really nice way of implementing cardiovascular and also resistance type training. So there you have it guys, just a quick video on garage gym setup and how to set up a garage gym from scratch. If you want specifics, there's loads in the blog post, and if you've got comments or questions about what I've done here or how you can set up your own, or any questions about setting up a garage gym, then give me a shout. I absolutely love being in here. I love having the equipment space. There's a few additional things I might add as well. So I'm thinking about maybe getting some mirrors in here, just for looking at technique and form, etc., and maybe just some wall art or something just to kind of liven up the room a little bit. I think that would be quite cool, so I want to just look into that. But again, it's just all your own preference. I'm also probably going to get some kettlebells in here as well. I think they're another tool that can be really useful, and they take up very, very little space. So there's lots of things you can have. If you've got any questions, as I say, or comments about the gym, then give me a shout, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.